time, Gromit.
Another perfect landing. Your turn to make breakfast, Gromit. Eggs, I think. And toast with honey today. Step to it, lad. I'm famished. Eggs, toast and honey. I can practically taste them already.
Well, what did the postman bring us then? Any orders? Hand it over, lad.
Did you bring the mail, Gromit? Oh no. Final demand. I don't know. There's payment due now. And a disconnection? Nothing but bills, Gromit. I can't look at these before I have my breakfast. If we don't find some steady customers soon, I don't know how we'll make ends meet. Oh, all right then. I'll open one, but just the one. Seems your subscription to Marrow Growers Monthly is up for renewal. Don't suppose you'd consider cancelling? Thought not. Oh, better pay up then. Now, where did I put my pen? Ah, yes. Hey! That dog is getting a little too independent, if you ask me. Honey piped directly from the source. Everyone in town will want their own honey tap when word gets out. The living room's out of bounds for now, Gromit. Had to use it for storage. Only temporary, mind. We'll need those crates once the orders start pouring in. No breakfast foods down there, Gromit.
Number, please.
Hi, old Wallace. Daniel here. Sorry to leave a message, but it's about that incident in my shop. That blinking mechanical mouse of yours has put me in a right pickle. Happening maybe a sniffer 3000 with advanced cheese tracking capabilities, but it chewed through all me fancy tail and me red lister too. Now, I know we've always been on good terms, but this morning I find myself not inconsiderably discombobulated, and I can't let it happen again, I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say that with the deepest regret, and following police advice, you and your blinking contraptions are barred from my establishment until further notice. Wallace, old chap, Crumb here, Major Crumb. Word in your shell like, can't say where it came from, mum's the word, but I'm getting intelligence of unusual airborne activity in your sector. Can't say more than that. Walls have ears, don't you know? But if you take my advice, you look to the heavens and take cover. Going to get pretty sticky is my guess. Terror from the skies. Death and destruction raining down. That sort of thing. Just make sure you and your men stay indoors. Over and out.
This is a recorded message for Mr. Wallace of 62 West Wallaby Street from Police Constable Dibbins. That's Delta Indigo Bravo Bravo Indigo November Sierra. Regarding the prototype sniffer 3000 patent pending that was taken into custody at 15:30 hours yesterday afternoon following a disturbance at Mr. Panier's General Stores and Quickie Mart. The aforesaid invention will remain in my custody until such time as you, the registered keeper, are able to demonstrate that it no longer poses a threat to public order. In the meantime, I should warn you, it's already nabbed the cheese sandwiches what Mrs. Dibbins put in my lunchbox and have a mind of the pigging thing to scrap. Good morning.
Walkies can wait, Gromit. I need me breakfast.
How's that egg coming, Gromit?
Any news on the breakfast front, Gromit? Done to a turn. My compliments to the chef. But I'm still waiting for the eggs and honey. Cracking eggs, Chuck. But I can't break my fast without honey. Honey? How sweet of you, Gromit. Now that's what I call a breakfast feast. Wasn't so difficult, was it, lad? With a hearty plate of eggs and toast under me belt, I'm ready to take on the world. Gromit, I've a strange feeling this is the day our fortunes are going to change.
Morning, Wallace. May I have a word?
If it's about yesterday's little mishap,
Oh, no, you see...
I can assure you it was an accident, Mr. Pinnear, and I'll certainly pay for the damage to your grocery shop. I was just putting the Sniffer 3000 through its paces. It's still only a prototype, you know.
Oh, I realize that, Mr. Wallace.
And what better place to test out a cheese detector than in a shop with such an excellent selection of cheeses?
Happen. But you'll still have to pay for the damage, I'm afraid.
Yes, of course. I'll put it all right. Though funds are, how can I put this, a little tight at the moment. Only until our new business is up and running.
Aye, well, that's what I'm here to talk about. I understand you and Gromit are in the honey business now.
Fresh deliveries daily, from bee to you.
Ah, well, perhaps I can help you get on your feet. I'm having my annual sounding of the Crumpets Festival, and I'm clean out of honey. Can you deliver 50 gallons?
50 gallons?
By tonight?
Tonight?
It'll more than cancel your debt, and it'll be good advertising for you. What do you say?
I say... yes! We're in business, lad! Heads up, no time for slacking. From B to U has landed its first major order. 50 gallons of honey by tomorrow. I want this place to be a hive of activity. It's your chance to show the world what sort of workers you are. They're certainly buzzing with excitement. Or maybe they're hungry. Did you remember to feed them this morning, Gromit? Never mind, lad. I'll do it. Flowers. The perfect meal for a hungry hive. The remote control for my Sniffer 3000. Too bad about the teething problems. Still, this might come in handy. Nothing like an inspirational poster to boost worker productivity. For some reason, my boys aren't terribly fond of this one. Bon appetit. Oh! Not exactly a flood, is it? Flowers, Gromit. That's the weak link in our production chain. We need more flowers. Ah, there's the hatch from me rocket ship. Remember that moon holiday, Gromit? My workers are very devoted to their queen. Place could use a good spring cleaning. Now where can I find a whole lot of flowers in a hurry? Last night's bedtime snack. Gorgonzola makes a nice change from Wensleydale. That's the racket Gromit used when he took the cup at the Brambleton Open, Canine Division. This call box has been a boon for Gromit. No matter where he is in the house, he's never far from his master's voice. Phew, that'll put me right to sleep. Cold toast. Shame to let it go to waste. My auto chef lost its head one day. Now it's me trusty Mix-O-Matic. Running a bit low on Wensleydale. Awfully long drop. I wonder what happened to his little cricket bat. There's nothing growing here.
And whose fault is that? You had a garden, Wallace, but you razed it to the ground to feed your silly bees. Now you're making eyes at mine across the fence, but you shan't be plucking any of my blooms. Kindly reserve your green fingers for number 62.
Been doing a spot of gardening, have you, Miss Flit?
Working my green fingers to the bone, but the hard work appears to be paying off.
Indeed it does.
Blooms everywhere. I call it my purple paradise.
It certainly looks delicious. I mean, I imagine it would look delicious if you were an insect.
You mean if I were a bee?
Well, now you mention it.
You want to feed my flowers to your bees?
That is, if you don't mind.
How many would you like?
As many as you can spare.
Oh, you can have all you want, Mr. Wallace.
Oh, much obliged, Miss Flit.
Here, you can jolly well grow your own.
Right-ho.
There now, with hard work and a little luck, you should have a nice bed of flowers in 2 or 3 months.
I can't wait 2 or 3 months. I've got a deadline. This evening.
No, you poor simple man. Nothing grows that quickly.
I wonder. Rex Armstrong's Quick Grow Muscle Formula. Watch them sprout in seconds. If it works on people, perhaps I could adapt it to work on flowers. 3 miracle ingredients. Grow-team, Energize, Strongium. Well, I need a miracle, and fast. Shouldn't be too tricky to knock up a batch myself. Then we'll see who's got the grandest garden in West Wallaby Street. The hive will be humming in no time.
Caught you! Can't take an old soldier by surprise.
Morning, Major Crumb.
It is, if you don't mind enemy invasions.
I beg your pardon.
Didn't you get my message? Received intelligence of a major air assault. Expect the sirens to sound any minute. Hope you know where your nearest air raid shelter is.
I do recall something about that, but Major Crumb, are you sure you're not mistaken?
I know. I've made predictions before, but I'm not crying wolf. This time, I've got proof.
The jar?
It's what's inside the jar that counts. Incontrovertible evidence that the enemy is on the move.
Does it? I can only see a snail.
Of course it's a snail. But what's she trying to tell us? That's the important thing.
What is she trying to tell us?
Look at her, man. She's retreated into her shell in the middle of the day. And that means only one thing. It means she knows trouble is about to strike from the heavens. Law of nature, Wallace. Learned it in France during the war. Never wrong yet.
Snails can predict imminent airborne disturbances? I never learned that in school.
Of course not. They never teach anything useful in schools. But when you hear the sirens, you know I'm right. You're looking at my case, aren't you, Wallace?
Well, I suppose I was, Major.
Bet you'd like to know what's inside.
I am curious, yes.
Ha! This case is packed full of government-issue protein bars.
Protein?
Rations, Wallace. Emergency rations for... emergencies, obviously. Been stockpiling them since the war. Enough nutrition in them to feed a man under fire for a whole day.
And very tasty they look, too.
Tasty? They're foul, but packed with high-strength protein.
I'd love to try one.
Out of the question, I'm afraid. You don't have clearance. And besides, protein bars are only issued in the event of civil emergencies. Orders are orders, Wallace. Good man, Wallace. I see you at least appreciate the seriousness of the situation. Now, spread the word. If people don't believe what an old soldier has to say, perhaps they'll listen to the snail. Well, did you do as I asked?
Ah, Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace, I've got something for you.
Much obliged.
Have you come to deliver my order?
It's not quite ready yet, I'm afraid.
You're not going to disappoint me. Not after yesterday's little incident.
Oh, no. You can count on from B to U. That looks like Can it really be cheese?
Indeed it is, Wallace. Wensleydale, your favourite?
Am I to take it that these are...
Yes, free samples. Go on, tuck in.
Don't mind if I do, Mr. Paneer. One for now, and one for later.
Don't forget, Mr. Wallace, 50 gallons by sunset.
Pity it's closed. Oh, I could murder a sausage roll or two. Now that's a fine-looking postbox. It would make a good chassis for my honey-powered vacuumatic, but that's tomorrow's project. Ah. Wonder if the landlord would be interested in subscribing to my honey service. No sense in looking for new orders when I haven't fulfilled the first. That's fine where it is.
Hey up, Wallace, love. How's business? So, Wallace, in the honey business now, I hear.
Oh, you've heard the buzz, have you?
Oh, indeed I have. It's all over town.
It'll never get off the ground. Stupid idea, if you ask me.
And nobody did.
Couldn't get honey out of a honey jar, that one.
Excuse my husband. He's a right misery gut sometimes.
So, might you be interested in signing up for my honey deliveries, Mrs. Gabberley? Fresh daily.
Oh, I should say so. I'm partial to a spot of honey for my tea.
Waste of money. We'll never see honey for tea, or breakfast for that matter.
Oh, shut up, you. Wallace knows what he's doing. He's got a head for business.
Is that a head? I took it for a parsnip.
Pay him no mind.
If you'd like to sample my honey, Mrs. Gabberley, there'll be a free tasting tonight at Mr. Paneer's Tea and Crumpet Festival.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'll have to pop by.
I wouldn't bother. He'll never make the delivery.
Ta-ra! Bye then.
I'll leave that be. I noticed you received my petition for early release of the Sniffer 3000, Constable Dibbins.
Yes, and I notice it's attracted the signatures of just one man and his dog.
We're only appealing for natural justice.
But your blinking cheese detector thingamy, what do you call it, destroyed an entire grocery store.
Teething problems. It's still only a prototype.
A prototype? It's a villain, if you ask me. A diabolical device. You can see that in its face.
My machine isn't evil, Constable Dibbins. It's just got a short fuse and a few loose nuts.
We'll see. I'm going to formally interview this glorified tin can of yours, and if it can convince me that it's not a menace to society, then perhaps I'll release it into your custody. You there, prisoner. Kindly look at me when I'm talking to you. If that's his attitude, he can rot in jail as far as I'm concerned. We've had our little chat.
And?
I'm afraid there's no talking to your sniffer. Hardwired for criminality, I'd say. Well, if it isn't Wallace. I had a notion he'd be nosing round the police station this morning.
Can you see fit to grant my appeal, Constable Dibbins?
Not on your Nelly. That heap of nuts and bolts is now but trouble. couldn't give me a single straight answer when I tried to interrogate it.
It only responds to certain commands. I know, I programmed it. Perhaps you could try a gentler approach?
Well, I'll have another chat with it. More friendly-like.
Oh, yes. Oh, much obliged, Constable Dibbins.
I ain't promising nothing, mind. Time we had a little chat. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Don't know why I bother. I'm too soft, me. No change, I'm afraid. And its moral compass seems to be badly malfunctioning.